testing and rest assured side for the API automation or the QA automation engineer. So if you are applying for a QA, even though for manual role as well, I would suggest the API is one of the key things, and they will definitely ask API related questions in your interview. So always be prepared with a list of the questions by yourself, or you can refer to our channel where we have put all the most frequently asked question by the different tech companies that has been asked in real interview. So what we just come up with the one slide of each questions and answer with the description, short description, and the syntax that required to answer in an interview. Okay. So for today's question will be, how do you integrate API test with the CI/CD tools like Jenkins? Okay, so if you are an experienced person, let's suppose 4 years in API testing or API automation, they will definitely ask you the process, like what would be the process to integrate the API test with the CI/CD pipeline. Okay, so let's we go step by step, and let's we understand how we can do these things. So first things you need to do, you need to prepare your API test for automation. Okay, so if you are working on rest assured, definitely you need to use like rest assured, Java, test engine, all those framework, and create your automation script in API. On JavaScript, like you can use Postman or Newman or Cypress API testing. So those kind of the API testing, different I will just tools and technology, different framework that you have. And for Python you will have PyTest, and plus you can use request as a framework, and you can create your automation API automation framework, and you can do your coding. But you need to make sure whatever the tools or whatever the technology you select, right, you need to make sure, and which is very much important when you work on CI/CD. Okay, your code, your test case should run in a command line way. Okay, because in Jenkins when we create a cron job or when we create any job, it is mainly depend to pass the command line I will just command to execute to perform certain operation. So this is the first things you need to remember. So in Java you can use say rest assured, yeah, Maven command we can use, then Postman, Newman, whatever the automation script, you should make sure your test should run from the command line argument. Okay, so once you will have your test case ready, then what you need to do, store the test code in a version controls. Like you can keep your all the API test script in the same repository that your automation code is there, or you can create a separate dedicated API testing related repo, and you can put your code over there to, because that Git or any I will just say the source control management will be useful when you want to integrate with the Jenkins like a CI/CD pipeline. Okay, when you create your job, you need to pass certain command over there to fetch the updates from the Git, and then run your test case accordingly. So store your test code in a version control so you can easily access in the Jenkins or any other CI/CD tools. Okay, then after, set up a Jenkins job. Okay, so you need to set up a job, or you can create a pipeline. So how you can do, so there are two options for Jenkins. Okay, if you want to, option one will be the freestyle project. Okay, you can create a freestyle project job where you can, under the source control management, okay, there will be the tab under the free. But if you speak like this way, right, it is more than enough for you to answer this question. They will not ask you, okay, practically open the Jenkins and so was like of this. But the bold, whatever I have highlighted in bold, those are the keywords you need to speak in your interview. Okay, so in Jenkins we can create a freestyle project job. If you they will know freestyle project means, they will understand you know about the Jenkins. Okay, so freestyle project, under the source control management tab, we can connect our Git repository like this way, and under build tab we can add a build steps. So what steps you can add, so suppose for Java related project, for Maven project, you can use this command ambient clean test. For Gradle you can use Gradle clean test. For Newman and Postman you can run this command. You can just put Newman run and your JSON collection and environment variable files, and then reports, which reports you want. Okay, and for Python, pytest -- junit xml and result.xml. So like this way you can pass the command under the build steps. So if you speak these three keywords, freestyle project, then source code management, I will go and configure my Git repository from where I need to fetch the data, from where I need to fetch the automation code, and then under the build steps I will put the required command based on the project I am working. Okay, and these are the command ambient clean test, Gradle clean test, and these are the command for different languages and for the different framework. So prepare your test case, store the test case on the source control management side, like on a Git or a Bitbucket or something like that way, then set up a Jenkins job. So first will be set up a job or create a pipeline. So option 2 will be create a pipeline. This is how you can create a pipeline. Let me little bit zoom it so you will understand how you can create the pipeline over here. Okay, so option 2B will be creation of a pipeline. This is nothing but this is Jenkins file. Okay, so like the pipeline.jenkins, something, the extension would be the Jenkins will be, and over here if you see, right, it's very simple to understand. So these are the predefined syntax, you can easily copy paste from the Google as well. But over here you need to decide your stage, different stages. You need to decide the stage, check out. So what the this pipeline need to check out the Git repository. You can provide your Git repository over here. Then another stage will be run API test, where you can put sh and your command. So this is a similar command, guys. Whatever the command that we have seen over here, mv and clean test, so same command you need to pass in a pipeline. Okay, these are the or option. This is option 1 will be freestyle project, and this is the option 2. So either of one you can use in your automation. And over here, after the job, after the pipeline finish, post, always put the JUnit, like this report you should generate and put over here. Okay, so this is the reporting purpose. So this is the two option where you can set up the Jenkins files or pipeline. Then what you need to do after doing these things, okay, let me just do, okay, then you can just go and add a test reporting. So use a JUnit XML or LDO report on Jenkins to display the test report, or in a job config file, just go to the post build action and just put this publish JUnit test case report, and this is the report format you can provide. So once the automation script will be executed, then you can think about the reporting. Okay, and for that one, post build action, there is a tab in Jenkins, like source control, code management and build. There is a post build action, and over there you can go and just configure your report. Okay, and once these all 4 steps will be set up, what you need to do, you need to find a way where you can trigger the test automatically. So set a build trigger. So when you want to trigger the job automatically, so when you just go and check if any changes in a Git repository, then automatically start your test cases. So whatever the Git repository you have configured for your job or for your pipeline, whenever the system will find any change, it will start your test case automatically and share the report with you guys. Okay, or you can set up the webhook from GitHub, GitLab to the Jenkins to run the immediately. Okay, whenever the changes will find, it will run immediately. Nightly run for the regression of API testing. You can also configure the nightly job to run the API test case on every night to just see if they are running perfectly fine or not. Okay, so how do you integrate API test case with CI/CD pipeline, guys? Just go step by step, understand the basic. You no need to go in that much deeper. If you don't know anything about that much detail, I will pretty much sure if you just speak about the highlighted keyword and the way we have represented, it's more than enough, guys, for you to answer this question. Okay, so if you like our videos, please subscribe to our channel. We will come up with such more videos, and share with your colleagues who is preparing for a QA automation engineer interviews, or if your interview is coming near, you can just refer to all the most frequently asked questions, and that is more than enough for you to crack the interviews, guys. So keep watching and happy learning.